topic of we want to show you guys a video clip from a church that has gone viral with the pastor is in the middle of preaching and there's somebody that's like on the front row that starts cussing out loud, like you can hear them cussing in the video. Of course, we're going to have it edited on here for you guys, and it's gone viral, just happened a couple of weeks ago, and I want to show you the way that the pastor like addressed this, like how
handles it.
How would you handle it? How would you handle it if somebody on the front row, you know, in the middle of the sermon, the preacher's preaching, starts cussing? Like, what do we do to them? Do we kick them out, throw them out? You know, do we just keep preaching and continue to let them cuss? Or how would you handle that? Or how would most churches handle that? I want to show you that, you know, this clip that's it's gotten tons of views now from just all over the nation of what happened in this church when this guy started cussing in the middle of the sermon. Check this out.
It's really one story. Lost, found, come on, party. Religious leaders are going, we ain't lost. We ain't lost. We ain't found. Absolutely love it. All right, so, hey, Anthony, I love you. All right, I'm gonna say this. Anthony, look at me. I'm gonna need you to stop cussing, all right? Can you stop shouting out cuss words? Is that all right? Hey, y'all hold him accountable next to him, okay? Hey, Anthony, can you do me a favor, brother? Thank you, man. You got him? Really? Okay. Come on, man. Are you homeless?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Come on. Come on. Well, let me well, let me say, Anthony, I appreciate that. And tell me, Jim, brother, what's your name right here next to you? Michael, did you pick up Anthony? Come on. Yeah. Right. So let's do something different. Yep, that's it. And I think there's Michael, right? Well, I want to take a moment because this is the tension, okay? Because I'm like, I mean, you know, you got profanity. But watch this. And here I am like, hey man, and obviously and Anthony, if it was just one-on-one, I wouldn't have corrected you, okay? All right? Now, you understand what I'm saying in regards to profanity, but watch this. But what, one-on-one, I wouldn't have done it. But the young ears in the room, so there's a little bit of that sensitivity, but watch this. But there is in this moment where you go, when somebody hears your story, that you were on the street and you got picked up by Michael, and there's a moment. Yeah. There's a moment where it puts it in context. Where somebody goes, Grace, you with me? Grace, Mama, you okay? Yeah, okay. Prayer team, can you help me? Prayer team? Yep. Thank you. We're gonna connect you with some folks right here, okay? So in moments like this, you go the 99. Jesus leaves the 99 and goes after the one. And Michael, I'm just gonna say this to you, man. It's hey, if we can hold tight for just a second, okay? If I could just hold tight for just a second. I know y'all want to be a blessing, and I appreciate that. Just hold tight for just a second, because I really what happens a lot of times is, and I know what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to be a blessing, and there'll be a moment to do that. As a matter of fact, I think that there'll be some space to do that. It's just hard for me to try to own this moment when I got people coming at me. Okay, it makes me. It's hard for me to try to be in a moment and I got people walking up to me, okay? So just, if you'll show me some grace, and we're gonna make sure we take care of them. And I know you didn't mean anything by that. But I think what is happening with us in the room is actually that Michael preached the message. And that you leave the 99. Michael, would you come sit with me? I know this is going to sound crazy. Just come sit with me, Michael, if that'll be okay. And if I'll grab a microphone, can I have some help? Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Michael, thank you, brother. Why don't you come sit with me? David, thank you for coming. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Michael, how long have you been coming here? You can talk to that microphone. If you say this is your first time here, I'm about to lose my mind, all right?
So probably about, consistently for about a year now, but I've been coming here since I was in college. And then, during COVID, kind of took a break and then came back. So probably about a year or two, I've been coming consistently.
Wow. And today on your way to church, how did you meet Anthony? Tell me how that went down, just the story of picking him up.
So actually, I was at the 8 o'clock service. And
you heard the message.
Yeah. So I didn't intend on any of this happening, actually.
I think we all know that, right? So, yeah.
So I came to the 8, but I actually came a little bit late. So I missed your first point. Was able to get through the second and the rest of it. Stayed a little bit for the 10 to hear the worship, and then I left, and I actually saw a homeless lady on my way, like leaving to go back home, and I think the sign said "Hungry, please need help." So I decided to go to Whataburger to pick her up something to eat.
Incredible.
And thanks for clapping, but I actually didn't get to give her.
Valiant effort. I think we're clapping for the effort.
I tried because she moved from spot to spot, so I didn't get to her. But so I had some food, and I tried to make a circle around to get back to the spot that she was at, and then I think it was at the Chick-fil-A or one of the restaurants close by the Whataburger. When I tried to loop back around, I saw Tony laying down by, the outside of it. And I had the food already, so I gave him some of the food there, and then we started talking, and he started telling me about his life and some of the hardships that he's had and how he's in a bad patch right now in life. And then he asked me where I came from. I said I came from church, like right up the road. I was on my way back home, and then he he got up, he's like, I want to go to church. I was like,
I love it, Anthony. Love it.
I told him, I was like, right now? And he's like, yeah, let's go right now. So I was like, okay, let's go right now. So then we came, and then, yeah, now we're here, so.
And then, Anthony shouts out, and what were you feeling right there when he just starts shouting out profanity at that moment? What were you feeling?
Yeah, I was a little nervous. But I actually, I mean, I was a little bit nervous, but I also, like, from seeing you and, like, listening to you for the past, like, you know, a couple years or whatever, I actually had trust and faith in how you would react to it, just because I feel like you're very authentic. So that kind of gave me a little comfort as well. So.
Yeah. And that, not me, but CBC specifically. Anthony, you walking forward now, Anthony. Yep. Come on. Hey, brother. Hey, man, it's an honor. Let me hug you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Love you, man. Love you. How long has it been since you've been hugged? Has it been a long time since you've been?
Long time.
Yeah.
I was about to run in front of a truck and kill myself. But this man saved my life.
You were going to do that today?
Yes, this morning, about 3 minutes before he showed up.
Anthony, won't you just, by the way, all those people gave you that money right there. And
Thank you.
yeah. So, come here. No, man, listen, you're loved. You are so loved.
You heard by my heart. God, thank you so much.
Just want you to know, man, that God sees
From
you.
the bottom of my heart.
Well, you just stay right here, okay? Stay right here. Yeah, you just stand right here. And
I'm sorry, guys, if I don't look presentable.
no. And did you know that he was just a few minutes away? Obviously, you didn't know that he was going to kill himself.
No. He told me when we were chatting at the, I'll just call it Chick-fil-A because I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
The abandoned building.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
place.
the old one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I'll stay with me right here, okay?
Yeah.
Just stay with me. Can you get up here, or is it? Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
That's okay. Just stay right here. That's okay. Just stay. I'll come with you. I'll just stay right here. Yeah. There we go.
Up there.
No, just.
My fat ass.
No, it's okay.
Excuse my French.
That's okay. That's all right.
Excuse my French.
That's okay. Well. Oh God. So Jesus tells the story of leaving the 99. I love you, man. Leaving the 99 and going after the one. And but then he tells a story about a father who loses his son. Who makes some bad choices and ends up on Skid Row.
That's me.
And gets so low that he has lost everything. And finally, there's a moment where he goes, I'm going home because I got a dad. And the moment he started running home, that father saw him a long ways off and started running towards him. And he gave him a robe and a ring and sandals. And here's what we're going to do, all right? Because I know a lot of you want to be a blessing. And what we're going to do is we got to help. I love you, man. Yeah. We got to help Anthony get back up on his feet. We have a responsibility. So we're going to take this, whatever you're doing, yeah, we want to be able to begin the process.
Wow. So that just happened. You guys just witnessed and saw
Where did
this.
this happen?
Maybe y'all recognize this guy.
Do y'all recognize
this
that guy?
pastor or anything? So this happened at our church.
Our church.
With our pastor.
Our
And
pastor.
It's like we were at the service right before this happened.
Yes.
And so
That's why we
this
should just go to
happened.
all 5. No, I'm just kidding.
We're at the 10 a.m. This happened at the 12 o'clock service. And so we had just heard the message. We celebrate life change.
He was talking about the one.
He was talking about what? Lost, found, party.
Party.
Lost, found, party. And some of y'all may have seen that message on here. So this happened at the next service right after that one that we left in. Lost, found, party. But he was, let's back up a little bit about what he was preaching about.
Yes.
He was preaching a sermon about the 3 parables that Jesus talked. He talked about leaving the 99 for the lost sheep. He talked about the woman who with the lost had 9 coins, lost 1, and then the prodigal son lost the son. He came back. So all of them lost something. All of them found something in these 3 parables that Jesus told. And then he said all 3 of them had a party. They had a party when they found the sheep. They had a party. She had a party when she found the coin. He had a party when he found the son. Lost, found, a party. And Jesus is telling these parables in front of the religious leaders of that day. And they're all, judgmental and everything. Kind of a little theme we've been talking about, even with Daddy Yankee and Cat Von D. Even with us, that happens to us, right? Happens to you too, probably. He's talking to lost people at the same time who are finding hope in this message. And so he's talking about not overlooking the one. And if you saw that message, he's like, man, if you've ever struggled with addiction and now you're sober, stand, and all the worthy people, our whole row, stood up. And he said, but a lot of times we don't celebrate even people for doing the right things. Mm-hmm. We don't celebrate them.
Well, he also called out the people that were like, is this something that is brand new to you? You've been doing it for like 3 days or something. And he made them stand and he had everybody clap for them because he's like, we usually celebrate like longevity, like people.
But he was talking about, hey, not overlooking the homeless, not overlooking those that have been through addiction, not overlooking the people that have been incarcerated, the people that it's like, oh, them, and so that's right up our alley. That's our heart. That's why it's our church.
He was crying the whole message.
It's because he is telling them, hey, we're going against the rules of religion or maybe church from back in the day, or as usual, we are, taking this Jesus thing and we're spreading it and we're sharing it. And so there was a man who you saw in that video who said that he came to the 8 o'clock service, heard about the one, like not neglecting the one, saw the homeless person asking for food, went to go buy him Whataburger. Came back.
Lady first.
And they saw it in the
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came back, and went and found this guy, wants the church bring him. So he heard the message.
He heard the message.
And immediately
applied it.
And applied it. And so you got a homeless guy in church. Now, you guys just watched this, but we haven't showed you yet how he handled it. So how do you think it was handled? How would most churches, especially we go to a big church, handle this? There's security. There's security everywhere.
Everywhere.
So what would normally happen? Security would
Take him out.
take him out. Not
I've
to disrupt
actually
the
seen
service.
that happen at different churches that I've been to, where
Security have escorted
escort
people
him out, and they try to make it like
Hush, hush.
hush hush, nobody see what's going on, just like,
You know,
get him out of here.
So
you
he's
know.
preaching. Don't interrupt him. Like,
Right.
move him out. And so this is why this clip went viral so fast, is because the way our pastor handled that. So go ahead and watch this clip of what he did in this situation. Wow. So you see this in this moment, like he did not know really like what to do. He's shocked. He's surprised, like what's happening right now. This guy is using profanity, he's cussing. He addresses it, right?
Yeah.
You know, when he told the man, hey, you're gonna have to stop. You're gonna have to stop cussing, right? And calls him on stage, gives him a hug, tells him, man, you probably haven't had a hug in a long time.
I could tell from when he started hugging him, because he was hugging him with so much like the homeless man was hugging Pastor Ed, like so tight that I was like, it's almost like he's taking it in because he needed a hug.
Yeah.
And then as you guys could see, like he said, he hadn't had a hug in a long time.
Yeah.
So, sometimes people just need a hug. So,
But it's one thing to preach about it on a
Yes.
stage to people. This is how we should be, da da da. And then another thing to live it.
Right.
And what we saw right there is our pastor put it into action, brought him up there. But it's like you can't make this stuff up.
yeah, we were like, we can't make these
He's preaching
things
about
up,
the
like-
one lost found party, and literally this plays out. Only
Literally.
God could line this
Yeah.
up. Only God could put this on public display, not only for our church but for the world, with this video now of seeing how he handled the situation. Right, people are coming and throwing money on the stage, all of this, but he celebrated the one. He stopped everything to celebrate the one, and that is what we need to see more of in our
Yes.
churches, right? Not pushing people out, but bringing people in.
Well, I think
celebrating
it's
them.
celebrating, even if it's just like, the man came to church. We know how the story ends, but we know that he got his hug, things like that. But what I'm saying is, just he took a step of coming to church.
Our pastor said, if we push people out, where
Yeah.
will they go?
Where will they go?
We're the
Exactly.
truth.
Yeah.
We're the truth. If we're gonna push them out, they're gonna go to people who accept them in whatever that they're in.
Other things will accept them.
Other things are, and people that are involved in the same thing that they are, like, if us as the church, right, is not about a building. The church lives within you and me. We're the building. Even you're the building where you're at, right? You are the church, is what I mean. You are the church. And so he said, like, man, lost found party, but he said in this moment as he's talking to the guy, are you homeless, right?
Yeah, straight up. Right?
And he had no idea, but the man was in his addiction at the time, but he was showing him the love and hope, the same thing that Jesus shared. A lot of people, they'll share scriptures of letters that Paul wrote to the church, and people say, well, look at Jesus, he always told, he wasn't all love, he flipped the tables over in the temple and all this. This is a huge fact, little known fact that people don't know. This is an epiphany that maybe you're going to get a download today on, is that Jesus dealt with judgment to religious people. Jesus did not walk and deal the same judgment that he dealt to the Pharisees and Sadducees and the religious people to the people on the street. He didn't. And so now people want to go knock people upside the head with the Bible all the time and knock people out. And it's like they're not religious people. The letters that Paul wrote was to the church. He was writing it to pastors, to leaders on how to handle situations. Mature believers that have been walking with the Lord for many years, right? About how to handle the church. He wasn't talking to the world. He wasn't talking to new believers. You know, Jesus said, you'll know that they're my disciples by the love that they have. You know, he says, love your enemies, pray for you. But in the religious culture, they ain't loving their enemies. They're trying to expose their enemies. They're trying to, you know, these celebrities that are coming to Christ, or the homeless guy coming in the church, they're trying to, well, I mean, he smells and he needs to go get his life right, give his life to Jesus. And, you know, he needs to, you know, get cleaned up first and then come to church and we'll accept him. And that's not how Jesus was. He says, come to me as you are, whosoever calleth on the name of the Lord, like whoever it is, no matter who they are, what their background, where they come from. That's the gospel. And so us as Christians and ministries, we got to quit using letters to the church, to mature believers, and carrying that same judgment to people serving Jesus, you know, people like, you know, new believers. You know, we need to look at the letters and red of Jesus, because that's,
I think it's really important that, you know, with the new believers, we welcome them. We really need to keep them out of drama, because I feel like there's so much drama already in the world. What are we different? Like, we got to be different. That's what Pastor Ed said. Pastor Ed said we have to be different.
That's our light.
Yeah, you know. And now I'm not saying fake it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to be different. Like, we have to bring, when these new believers come into your church on Sunday, in the prisons, you know, welcome them with a smile, give them a hug. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they may have just smoked tune last week. Their fingers may be brown.
Love them, you know.
They may be doing something they shouldn't. Like, you know, let God deal with that. It's not our job to fix people. It's not our job to expose people. It's not our job. It's the Holy Spirit. God will do that. Yes. All our job is to live for Him, let our light shine, point people to Jesus and not to us.
Pray for them,
not
you know?
Point people away from others, because this is a theme that we're seeing even with these celebrities, is that that's what's holding back their friends and their family from accepting the same Jesus. And Jesus said to the religious people, like, it will be worse for you on the day of judgment than it was for Sodom and Gomorrah, because y'all tie stones around their necks and weigh them down with the rules and the law and all of this negativity and drama like that. That was never my intention, you know. But what we see here in going back to this video, how he handled this is he celebrated the man and embraced the man.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on the schedule to do.
No.
And sometimes it's not on our schedule to love someone. But when it comes and it happens, we have to do. We have to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And so I wanted to give you an update on that. In that spirit of generosity, our church came in, we're throwing money on the stage as this happened. So we got an update this last week, and he said there was $5,000 in cash put on the stage
on one service in a few minutes.
He said, of course, we weren't going to put this money into his hands. He was in addiction that would hurt him, not help him. And he said, I told y'all, we're not giving this money to him. He said, but what ended up happening, he was off of his medication. They checked him into the hospital. He spent 5 days in the hospital. They used the $5,000 to secure a rehab center that was going to let him come in, get him cleaned up, and get him the help.
Rehab, like not a crusty one, like a nice rehab.
I mean, $5,000 worth could probably buy you a good rehab. And so he was in the hospital for 5 days, and it was the plan that he was going to go and get help at this rehab center. And he checked himself out of the hospital, and he's back on the streets. And so, you know, that's the unfortunate thing. And so the moral of the story is, well, see the ways to look at him. He wasn't for real. That's what people say to celebrities a lot of time. They aren't for real. It's just a phase. You know, what that seed was planted.
Yes.
It says one man plants, another waters, but God gives the increase. The seed was planted, and now members of our church are going and checking on this man.
Yes. So they have eyes on him, like every day. You know, as you guys saw, he wanted to throw himself in front of a bus that morning.
I want to just preface the video that you're about to watch, which is going to be exciting for you to see, concerning our dear brother and friend, Anthony. I just want you to know that many of you have been reaching out. Here's the reason why we want to take a moment to celebrate what God is doing, is because God's working in Anthony's life. Continue to pray for him. And as always, till we meet again, much love. Instagram fam, Pastor Ed with my friend Anthony, and sitting in my office today, and our team was like, guess who's in the lobby? And one of the great news I just got is that this brother's got a bus ticket right now, and on his way. Why don't you tell everybody what you're about to do?
I'm fixing to go to Bryan College Station and get my life back and everything I loved, everybody I lost that loved me.
Come on, man. Tell everybody you're about to go into rehab. Is that what
I'm going into rehab. I got to check in and check myself.
Come on. So
get it all back together.
So you're going to get on this bus.
Yep.
Tonight,
1 o'clock in the morning.
I can see it. 1:15.
Yep.
And then you land right there, Bryan, Texas, and then you're checking into rehab. And
yep.
Just tremendous, just a lot of love. So many people from CBC keeping track of you while you've been on the streets. And man, you can't go anywhere without seeing us. And we told everybody to keep an eye on you. Good. And I just want to give a shout out, Frank Kirby. How many times do you think you called Frank Kirby since you left this church?
Oh, about 100. I tell him about that Walmart. No, I'm over here. I'm over there.
Frank Kirby is one of our teammates here who has been
fabulous.
Come on, man.
Beautiful man.
Frank Kirby has been keeping track of you, and that money that we threw on that altar that day has been going to help you, and it's a part of this journey of helping you get through rehab.
I love it.
And this is great news. I cannot.
God is good.
I cannot. Yeah, come on, God is good. Can't believe I get a chance to see you, and I know there's so many people because. What did you tell everybody, that you going viral? Is that what you just told everybody? Said you're famous, right?
You're famous. I said, what? Hey, you're Tony. I said, what?
Yeah, I'm sure you probably said some profanity along the way.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
But I'm working on it.
I think we all are, myself included. And I think there's a lot of people right now that have watched your video, and they have wondered. And it's an answer to prayer, dude, that we're here right now.
This is to be continued.
Yes.
When I get out, I'm coming back home, and we're going to throw a party. a
lost found party, but a good Christian clean party.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to spit out. I can get the words out. Yeah,
it's going to be a clean party.
Right,
a Holy Ghost party is what it's going to be.
Not the Animal House with the cake.
No crazy nothing. No crazy stuff. All right, but here's I just want everybody to see somebody that we all dearly love, and he's become a friend. And so just to the CBC family and anybody that's watching this, that's been keeping track of this story, I love the fact that Anthony said to be continued. Work in progress.
To be continued. You will see me on my yacht in my Ferrari. I'm going back to the top.
Going back to the top, man. Yep. And Frank Kirby, by the way, hero here at CBC, walking with Anthony. And
every step of the way,
every step of the way. And so we're keeping track of them. But continue to pray for Anthony, because this is a long road. And the greatest part of this is he's not doing this alone. A lot of people praying for you. We love you, Anthony.
Thank you, guys.
I love you. Much love.
And he said, hey, send me someone, right?
And you never know in that prison who's ready to end it all, and you are going to be the one. Mm-hmm. You know, I told a story how there was a man who was talking crazy one day, freaked me out, and I got freaked out by him and left and didn't want to say anything to him. A young African-American guy, and he hung himself in his cell the next day. And now, you know, I've had to live with that. You know, maybe it doesn't make me look too hot, but I'm just being hot with you, humble, open, and transparent, is that, you know, God used that situation to be like, hey, you need to be ready to reach the outcast and reach the one who no one else will talk to. And God can use you. And even in this man, like, you know, we're still believing by faith that he's going to go, he's going to get the help. And
the offer is open. If he says, I want to go to rehab, like, they're ready to take him, you know. But, you know, you never know, too, like, even in small things, like, what if somebody's coming into the church in the prison on Sunday and saying, okay, this is the last time that I'm coming in here, or this is that, you know, we had that guy that you guys, hopefully y'all saw it in the McConnell baptisms, that said, I was just waiting for somebody to come up to me. you know. And I was like, I told God, like, hey, God, if somebody comes up to me, I'll get baptized and I'll do whatever.
Crazy situation.
Yeah.
Because there were literally hundreds in the room, and he was sitting like in the
towards
back
the
in a
back.
row.
Yeah.
And you'd sent Tony back there. Tony went straight to him, and it freaked him out, and started talking to him, and he was like, oh my gosh, I prayed in this moment, and no one knew but the Holy Spirit, you know, it spoke to us. But, you know, we're sharing this on Hot Topics because it's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic, technically.
It's a hot topic of what's happening, not only in our church, but it's happening in churches everywhere, where people are starting to stand up and they're really starting to live out the gospel, and they're really starting to live out the love and acceptance of Jesus to all people. And so, you know, it's a beautiful
I
thing.
think it's important.
While the world may be getting darker and more chaotic, there's something special happening in his church that's waking people up, and they're putting off with the religion and the old way and all the division, and
so the
unity is happening.
The moral of the story is, if you've been a Christian for a long time, you know, there's a lot of work to do. You know, we are coming up. I mean, there's a lot of end time stuff happening. You know, we always talk about, we're saying, hey, let's just be ready. Let's be doing the Lord's work for when Jesus comes back. And, you know, that's it. Like, you know, there's a lot of scary stuff that's happening in the world right now.
And if you do, you know, feed into all the negativity of the news, that's why we're bringing you the news from a Christian perspective, is that you can live in fear. We've talked to people that are so grappled by fear,
they don't even go outside.
You know, with all this craziness happened from, you know, shootings and all this and war, and they're just like living in anxiety and can't function. And it's like, you know, when you know your life's right and your heart's right with Jesus, then you can live at peace knowing, hey, whatever happens, whenever happens, I know I'm getting heaven as my home out of this. Hey, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this conversation today. Just a beautiful thing that we got to witness that happened with our pastor. These individuals, we celebrate the person who heard the message and went and applied it. And we celebrate the seed that was planted in the man that was brought to church. And we'll keep you guys updated as we begin to know things on how he's doing, if he does accept that help to be able to go to rehab. So we ask you to keep them in prayer as well. But just like Julia said, man, who's coming into the chapel? Who's there in your pod? Who's there next to this exile that you're in, that you could show the same type of love and embrace? There's a saying that says people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And with this individual, he could probably care less how much my pastor knew about the Bible. But one thing he identified with is how much he cared about him. So I'm letting you guys know on the inside, don't give up on church on the inside in the prison or the jail. And for those out here and those that will be getting out one day and returning soon, you got to know that there's churches out here that are doing the right thing and that are celebrating people from all walks of life, lost, found, party. And it's just a reminder that we need to be able to do the same, and we need to love people. So we're going to be able to share some of those things that are going on, not just in the hot topic celebrity world, but in the church world. You know, some of those good things and some of those things that are being controversial and being challenged. And like I said, we'd love to hear your thought on this. Share this with someone you know who maybe doesn't normally, you know, watch videos on Panda, or doesn't normally go to the church or the chapel, and say, hey, it's not all judgment, it's not all outcasts. You know, there's some real Jesus people that love people, and they want to show that. And so, man, we hope this spoke to you today, and we can't wait to have the next episode. Yeah.
We have good stuff.
And this really isn't our set close for this. You've seen us now in the third episode and the same. So we did all three of these in one day.
We just got excited.
And we wanted to get this recorded for you guys. So we'll probably be wearing something else next time. And so these three you got back to back. Hopefully the next one will be coming soon. And let us know what you think about it. Write us. We look forward to hearing from you. We love you. God bless you. Until we see you next time.